こんにちは、Japanese AmoのMisa です。Hey guys! Today I'm going to teach you another important grammar point. てしまう and ちゃう in Japanese. This is lost in translation, but it means to do something accidentally or to do something and then you regret, or to do something unintentionally. Or it could even mean to get over and done with. This is something that you'd need for JLPT N4, and also you'd hear this a lot more than you'd think. Because of the translation, it doesn't sound like it's something important, but it actually is very important in Japanese. And this is something that makes you sound more native. But first, I want to thank italki for sponsoring this video. I've mentioned their website quite a few times now, but if you don't know what italki is, then I would really recommend italki if you're looking for a teacher that can teach a language. So I don't accept new students anymore on italki, but I still do teach on that website, and that website is really good if you want to find a teacher. So basically, italki lets you learn any language from home using the internet and Skype. There are lots of teachers that offer different kind of lessons. Some teachers offer pronunciation lesson only. Some teachers have this informal tutoring where you can basically just chat with them in the language that you want to learn. So for example, if you live in Ireland, it might be hard to find a Japanese person that can talk to you, anytime. And also, if you use the link that's in my description box, then you get $10 in credits towards your next lessons. So basically, you get a free lesson if you sign up now. Alright, now let's start the te, shimao and chao lesson. So before you start this lesson, if you haven't learned the te form, you might want to go back to my te form lessons and learn it first before you watch this lesson, because if you don't know the te form, it's going to be a pain to conjugate verbs for this te shimau. Basically, if you put this shimau after the te form, for example, tabete shimau, then tabete shimau has a nuance of to eat something unintentionally, or to eat but then you regret it, or to eat something by accident. But this tabete shimau sounds quite formal. So you either hear tabete shimaimasu, so in the mas form. If you hear tabete shimau, then it's probably in like literature or songs. If you want to add this nuance of I did something but I didn't mean to, or it wasn't on purpose, informally, then you use chao. So instead of tabete shimau, we say tabechao, tabechao. So basically, if the verb has iru eru ending, then you change the ru into chao. For other endings, the te form is harder to make. So for example, the verb kau, to buy, it becomes katte, katte, small tsu appears, right? Katte. And when you want to put this chao, you basically just change the te into chao. So you still need that small tsu, but instead of te, you say chao. So kachao is how we say to buy unintentionally, or to buy by accident, or to buy and then regret it, or to buy even though you know you shouldn't. So for example, if you have an addiction, that's what you'd say, kachao. I'm really not addicted to anything. I don't drink or smoke. My only addiction probably is Pikachu. So I keep telling myself I shouldn't buy another Pikachu because it's waste of money, but I end up buying one. So then I always say, Pikachu kachao, Pikachu kachao. So kachao is like, I know that I shouldn't buy it, but I buy it anyway. Or I know that I will regret it afterwards, but I do it. So if I want to say, I bought it, and maybe I'm feeling like, maybe I shouldn't have, then I say Pikachu kachatta, Pikachu kachatta. Or let's say my mom gave me pocket money and I spent all on Pikachu. I should feel guilty about that. Then I say, Pikachu kachatta, Pikachu kachatta. The past tense of this chao is chatta, chatta. But this kachatta also means to buy something by accident. So for example, when you buy things online, you sometimes end up buying something by accident. So maybe you wanted a t-shirt in size S, but you ended up buying one in size L, for example. Then you'd say L サイズの T シャツを買っちゃった。L サイズの T シャツを買っちゃった。So then this sentence already implies that I bought it by accident or I bought it but I don't like the fact that I did. So if you really want to clarify that it was a mistake, you can add the word 間違えて which means by mistake. 間違えて it actually comes from the verb 間違える to make a mistake. But yeah, you can kind of use it like by mistake. 間違えて L サイズを買っちゃった。間違えて L サイズを買っちゃった。But if I just say L サイズを買っちゃった、the listener knows that I'm not happy with the result. If the context is clear enough, then I don't really have to say 間違えて。買っちゃう basically means to buy something by accident or to buy something, though I know I shouldn't. The girls should know the feeling of knowing that you shouldn't spend too much money on clothes, but you do it because you want to, right? So sometimes you don't feel like, oh god, I bought this t-shirt, I feel so guilty. You just feel like, maybe I don't need clothes anymore, but why not? Screw it, let's buy it. Then you can also use this ちゃう. So like 買っちゃおう, 買っちゃおう. So this ちゃう, you change ちゃう into ちゃおう. This is actually the let's form, like 行こう is like how we say let's go, or 話そう let's speak. ちゃおう is like screw it, let's do it. It's kind of like okay, let's do it. ちゃおう. So you say このドレス高いけど買っちゃおう。このドレス高いけど買っちゃおう。This dress is pricey, but screw it, I'll buy it. A lot of 店員 like the shop employees in shops often say 買っちゃいましょう、買っちゃいましょう. They really are good at persuading you to buy their clothes. So when I go to a store and then I'm like, I can't decide which one to buy, they're like, どっちも買っちゃいましょう。どっちも買っちゃいましょう。Let's just buy both. It doesn't sound like, oh, you have to buy both because you bring money to us. It sounds more like, it's fine. Let's just buy both because, you know, it's fine. It sounds like that. 買っちゃいましょう. So 買っちゃいます is the must form ちゃう. Although this ちゃう is meant to be only used for the informal speech, you can still use it when you're speaking semi-formal. You can still use this ちゃいます if you're speaking formal but friendly. So a lot of shop employees speak like that, especially if they're working in apparel, like clothes, fashion stores. If you change ます into ましょう, then that means let's do something formally. So like 行きましょう is how we say let's go formally. Or 食べましょう let's eat formally. So 買っちゃいましょう is like let's buy it. It doesn't mean that they are gonna buy it too, but like you should buy it. Yeah, it's quite a friendly way to say like screw it, let's buy it. You'd also hear 買っちゃえ, 買っちゃえ. So it doesn't have to be always with the verb 買う to buy, but it's just an example. 買っちゃえ. So this ちゃえ is actually an imperative of ちゃう. If you change the verb 買う into the imperative form 買え, so you change the u into え, then that's a rude way to say buy it. 買え. Not just rude, but it's really threatening. That's how Yakuza talks. Like 買え. If it's an イレ ending, you change the る into ろ. So instead of 食べて, please eat, they would say 食べろ, 食べろ. That's like a rough speech. And this 買っちゃえ, so you change う into え, that's meant to be rude and rough. But that sounds, again, friendly and mischievous. So 買っちゃえ, you often say that to your friend. Like your friend cannot decide whether to buy it or not, but your friend will say 買っちゃえ, 買っちゃえ. Like you should buy it. So again, it's like it or screw it, just buy it. But again, it doesn't sound rude. It's a really common thing to say ちゃえ. So let's imagine there is one chocolate left at a party and I'm like, I want to eat it, but it's the last one and kind of I feel guilty eating it. 食べてもいいかな? I wonder if I can eat it. And my friend is like, 食べちゃえ, 食べちゃえ. It's fine, just eat it, just eat it. So it's kind of like we both know that it's not the best thing to do, but like it's fine, just do it. 食べちゃえ. Or you're at work but you're really sleepy, you're so tired, but you know that's not good. But your colleague might say, 寝ちゃえ. Screw it, just sleep. Don't think about the consequence much, just sleep. 寝ちゃえ. So now you see that this ちゃう is really useful. So like the common thing is like 食べちゃう, like to eat, though I know I shouldn't. So for example, I think I used this example probably quite a lot of times in different videos, but ダイエット中なのに食べちゃう。ダイエット中なのにケーキを食べちゃった。ダイエット中なのにケーキを食べちゃった。So ダイエット中 is like on a diet. This 中 basically is often used when you're doing something at the moment. You're on a diet, ダイエット中。ダイエット中なのに I've explained this in different videos a few times, but basically it means despite or although it usually has negative connotations, so it basically shows the contrast. So although you are this but you're not this, like I made a video about stereotypes and like I said 日本人らしい, like I'm very Japanese. If you say 日本人なのに寿司が嫌い, then that means although I'm Japanese, I don't like sushi. So you're showing that this is not the way Japanese should act. Like, you know, you should like sushi if you're Japanese. For example, 欲しくないのに買った means though I don't want it, I bought it. Anyway, the one I was saying, ダイエット中なのにケーキを食べちゃった. Though I'm on a diet, I ate a cake and I regret it or I don't like that I ate it. But for example, this 食べちゃう or 食べちゃった could mean you ate it by accident. For example, a lot of chemical bottles say like do not eat, do not store this where a child can reach or something. Then, you know, they could eat accidentally, right? So you could say 赤ちゃんは石鹸を食べちゃった。赤ちゃんは石鹸を食べちゃった。A baby ate soap by accident.The baby ate it, but it's not like the baby knew what it was and ate, more like it was an accident. Alright, another example. My mom bought milk and she kept it in the fridge. I drank it all, though she wanted to use it for something else, for example. So she wanted to use it, but I drank it all. My mom would first ask, do you know where the milk is? 牛乳どこか知ってる? 牛乳どこか知ってる? And then I want to say, oh,I drank it all, but I didn't know that you wanted it. I thought I can finish it. Then I want to use this ちゃう. So the te form of 飲む is 飲んで. I said you change the te into ちゃう, right? This 飲んで has で, so you can't really say 飲んちゃう. It's wrong. You have to say 飲んじゃう. So when the te form has the で instead of te, you change で into じゃう. It's the same with the てしまう. Instead of 飲んでしまう, you say 飲んでしまう. So 飲んじゃう is like I drink by accident or I drink though I know I shouldn't. So 牛乳飲んじゃった is like, oh, I drank it but I didn't know that I shouldn't have. 牛乳飲んじゃった. So I can say, ごめん、牛乳飲んじゃった. So this ちゃった is also often used when you did something not on purpose, so unintentionally. So if you break something, you usually break it by accident, right? So if you break a computer, you often use this ちゃう or ちゃった. So to break for computer, we say 壊す. So パソコンを壊す is how we say to break a computer. But if you say パソコンを壊した, it doesn't have any emotion to it. It just means I broke a computer. It's just a fact. And I don't feel anything about it. Because it doesn't have any emotion in it, you end up sounding robotic or you sound kind of like a psychopath. If you want to sound natural and human and native, you say パソコン壊しちゃった. パソコン壊しちゃった. So 壊す becomes 壊して in the te form, して, and then you change te into ちゃう. So 壊しちゃう is like to break by accident, and 壊しちゃった broke by accident. パソコン壊しちゃった. or if you drop something by accident, you use the verb 落とす. So 落とす becomes 落として in the te form 落として. So to drop by accident, you say 落としちゃう, 落としちゃう. So if you want to make the past tense, you say 落としちゃった, 落としちゃった. So you can say 新しい iPhone 落としちゃった、新しい iPhone 落としちゃった。Oh, I dropped the new iPhone. If you say 新しい iPhone 落とした, it kind of sounds like you did it on purpose. So it kind of sounds like you're crazy. iPhone 落とした. So you want to say iPhone 落としちゃった. If you want to sound more formal but friendly at the same time, you can say 落としちゃいました、落としちゃいました。But if you want to go full formal mode, then you can say 落としてしまいました、落としてしまいました。So that's how you sound formal. You use the てしまう、てしまいます。To sound more human, you use this ちゃう、てしまう。So this てしまう and ちゃう is often used about death. So when someone dies, you usually don't like the fact that someone died, or you want to say that they died unintentionally. Even if you're talking about suicide, you can still use the てしまう if you're feeling not nice. Alright, my battery is actually dying, so I'm gonna make it quick, but basically when you use the verb 死ぬ to die, you also use this ちゃう てしまう to sound more human. You can say someone が死んだ or someone が死にました, but that doesn't really add any nuance. It's just a fact. If you say someone が死んでしまいました or someone が死んじゃった, it adds the nuance that you didn't want that to happen. おじいちゃんが死んじゃった My grandpa died and I feel sad. You know, I don't really say おじいちゃんが死んだ. I mean, I can, but 死んじゃった sounds more natural to me. But you can also use the verb 亡くなる when you want to talk about someone's death, which basically means to pass away. So it sounds a bit better than just 死ぬ, especially talking about not your family. I can talk about my grandpa or my pet dying using the verb 死ぬ. But if I'm talking about someone like neighbor, that my neighbor has passed away, I would say 近所の人が亡くなってしまいました. I mean, you can still use 近所の方が亡くなりました. But that's more informative. 亡くなってしまいました. So sadly, unfortunately, this person has passed away. Yeah, and another thing about this てしまう is that it can have the meaning of to get something over and done with. A lot of textbooks might teach you this てしまう as like to finish something completely. But it doesn't really mean that much. So if you say アニメを見てしまいました, it doesn't really sound like I finished the anime completely. And when people hear that, a lot of people think you didn't want it to end or you regret watching it. 見てしまいました. So like it kind of sounds like maybe you thought it was trashy but you enjoyed it. You know, like when I watched a TV show called Teen Mom UK, I felt like that. Like 見ちゃった、見てしまいました. It's like I know it's trashy. I thought 見ちゃったor 見てしまいました. But if you use it in the right way, for example 宿題をしちゃう or 宿題をやっちゃう, you can also use the verb やる to mean to do. 宿題をやっちゃう, then that means to get homework over and done with. It sounds like you just want to finish it to move on. So like 早く宿題をやっちゃう. So a lot of moms would say 宿題をやっちゃいなさい. 宿題をやっちゃいなさい. Just finish the homework so that we can all move on. Yeah, 宿題をやっちゃいなさい. So やっちゃう becomes やっちゃいなさい. This なさい basically is like a parent's speech. Don't really use it when talking to friends. Like なさい sounds like you're a teacher or you're above. So yeah, 宿題をやっちゃいなさい. That's how parents would say to their kids. Or 掃除しちゃいなさい. I know we both don't want to talk about it and I know you don't want to do it, but just get it over and done with. But mainly this ちゃう or てしまう mean that you did something by accident, or you did something and then you regret it, or like I said earlier, if you say "Kachet," then it's like screw it, just buy it. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to this channel, and I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. じゃあまたね。バイバイ。